Hi everyone, welcome to my little stitchy world. I'm Fran and I talk a lot about my stitching on this page or video or floss too or whatever. And then some about my life. My life is pretty boring right now, so there's only one thing going on right now. I'm just being at home. But my dog Charlie is not doing well. But I'm not going to get into it at the beginning of this because some people who aren't dog people, I'll just put it at the end and try and keep it short and sweet. But yeah, welcome to my video. Thanks for coming on. It was really great to come back. I hadn't been back in about 8 months. Sorry, I got to keep an eye on Charlie. He's right down there. Sorry. So yeah, it had been 8 months, and then I really felt it was time to come back on. I wasn't sure if I was going to come on about every 2 weeks or a month. I'm right in the middle. I think it's been about 3 weeks, roughly. Time is just non-existent. Yeah, sorry. I got to keep an eye on him. Time is pretty much non-existent here because it's one day blurs into a next, and literally 1 week will feel like it's dragging. The next week, I blink my eye and the week is gone. It's just weird when you're home all the time. But yeah, I've just been stitching, taking care of my dog. Just doing some finishes. So I have a couple of finishes that I've done, and then a couple that I did a while back and I thought I'd show them to you. And then I have some whips I started that I'm working on since the last that you've seen me. And then I have some full finishes. You can see my shelves, and I have the same one on this side. And you can see they're empty because I have 3 full finishes that I will show you. I'm getting really distracted. So, the whips that I'm going to show you are ones that I have worked on since the last I saw you. The reason why I didn't wait for another week, if it's been 3 weeks, I think it has. But if it hasn't been a month, my whips I've been working on is piling up. I haven't done a whole lot like on each one except for one whip, 1 or 2. But I've done a lot because doing magical stitches, it's kind of working for me because I have no like train of thought at this point with my dog, and I just kind of, while he's sleeping, I just stitch, or I read, or I go outside with my other dogs. Sorry, the cottonwood is flying all over the place. I was outside a little while ago with my other dogs, and it was just blowing on me. I finally went inside the other side of the sliding door and let the dogs do what they needed to do because, like, I can't do this. So that's what's going on. So when we go ahead and just get into stitching, let's see. I'll go ahead and show you. I didn't bring that cardboard. See, I'm so bad about that. I don't think I've shown this to you. So I showed you in my last video those drawers that had finishes, and then had charts, and then as I was looking through them when I was picking out what I wanted to fully finish and working on, I work on one about every other day this last week. Every other day because I have 3. But when I was pulling those out to try to decide what one I want to fully finish, I was looking through all of them, and I realized that most of them I think that you've seen. I think a lot of the a lot of my whips are ones I'm working on. And then as far as the charts go, a lot of the charts that I've gotten that are new are ones that I already showed you from the Whip Parade, because most of them were spring pieces and I started those. But I do have a few I don't think you've seen and that are not spring, so I will show those to you today. So I'm not going to show you all that stuff. You don't need to see all that stuff all over again. So the whips I will show you that I finished is this is Lizzie Kate Spring String, I think is what it's called. I did the fall. And again, I'm not sure if I showed that to you or not, but this is a piece of 28 count linen. What color is this? I don't know. It's like oatmeal or something to that effect. That I just got at the craft store. This will probably be in my next full finish. It's going to be summer, I think, next month. I'm just getting these done, but that's all right. So this one I started and I finished over the last, when did I start this? Over this last week. Yeah, it took me a week. It shouldn't have, but again, it's been about Charlie. I'll start stitching and pretty soon he wakes up and I'm taking care of him. But this is, oh, what is this called? Christmas Witch something, Winter Witch. That's what it's called. This is a piece of 28 count Lugana that was white, and I coffee tea dyed and basted it. It was just a little piece I had left over from a chart that I did, and I cut it off, and I thought maybe this is pretty small. I didn't know if I should throw it away or not, but then I thought, you can see it wasn't cut right. I thought, well, I might have a small stitch that I can use it for. This is a free chart from the Snowflower Diaries, and it's on a PDF, and I didn't print it off. But if you do Winter Winter, I don't recall. It sounds like Winter Witch would be right. That sounds better. From Snowflower Diaries, or just look up Snowflower Diaries, you'll find it. All of these colors I picked out myself. The witch was supposed to have brown hair, and I wanted to do purple. The star was supposed to be kind of this oatmeal color, but because of this fabric, I just did a 12 grain from Classic Colorworks. But it is a combo of Classic Colorworks, Weeks Dye. Did I do Weeks? Yeah. No, I did not. I did not do Weeks Dye Works. I decided not to use it. So, Classic Colorworks and Color and Cotton. Because the colors she chooses on her charts, I don't remember what it's called, but I don't have any of that brand. So, I have all of my variegated floss from those companies all in a drawer in an organizing thing that I have, and I just pulled it out, set it next to me, looked at the picture, decided, like, when I was looking at her color hair, I decided, no, I'm not gonna do it, but the other colors are pretty close to what the picture is, and then if I didn't like it, I changed it. But I have so many colors, I was able to go fairly close. And sorry, he's kind of struggling a little bit. And if it looked like it would blend into the fabric, I would change it. Okay, so I don't remember if I showed this to you, but this is, I didn't even grab the chart. Sorry, this is all last minute. This is from Country Cottage Needleworks. It's the June Cottage of the month. I did this quite a while back. And some of them are called for colors and some I changed, I believe. And then you've seen this one already. This is from the Snowflower Diaries also, a free chart. But I pulled it back out because I had done all of this, but I pulled it out on Monday or Tuesday, and I did not do this because I wasn't sure if I wanted to or not, but I changed my mind and I added that. So those are my finishes, and then I will show you. I'm really sorry that I'm distracted. I will show you my full finishes. So this is something that I did quite a few years back, and it's been in the drawer of shame ever since. I can't say it's fully finished because I do want to do something along the edge. Maybe I have to decide. I gotta live with it. It may be okay, but it is from the Dimensions. It's 4 seasons. And when I did my WIC parade, I showed you the chart because I'm doing, what am I doing right now? I think I'm doing fall. And I've already completed winter. So you have seen this. You're just now seeing it fully finished. And it's just on one of those, whatever you call it. I can't think because I'm distracted with Charlie. But I didn't finish the back because I don't keep it on this one, but I keep it on the bottom one on the other side. And it's literally like this, leaning up. Because I haven't decided if I want to hang it or not. So right now it just, spring is almost done, so I probably will not hang it. But I have 3 more of these canvases. Is that what it is? And I will finish the other seasons like this, just with obviously different color fabric. So this whole thing will be put away. And then I fully finished this one here. I fully finished this a while back, like, I don't know, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. And I just finished it with scrapbook paper because, again, the back does not show. This goes right next to that bunny. I have a bunny like that on the other side. That's the female, and I have the male. And then I finished this last night. And it's not the straightest, but this was just something I got at, I think, Michael's? Not sure. I didn't paint the back. Who looks at the back, right? And I did, I wanted to paint this white. It was just wood color. Hey, it's just people outside. Knock it off. This is foam board that I wrapped fabric and I glued it in there. This one, hey, stop it. See, this is why I try and do it when it's quiet. And then this is just put on with a magnet. And this is put on with a magnet. Excuse me. So I can take this off and put something else there. I was trying to decide for my dimensions piece to put this flower or the bow on, and I asked on Instagram, and so obviously the sunflower went here. I know this is a daisy, but I don't have any daisies. I thought it was cute enough. I can always change it up. I didn't put too much thought into it, but this piece is, I should have told you, this is a Lizzie Kate, and this is from just cross stitch, I believe, and this goes on the bottom shelf right there. So yep, that's what I've done. Those are my full finishes. Oops. If anything, even though they're only going to be up for about a month, at least next year I'll be able to put them up right at the beginning, right? So I'm going to show you some charts real quick, and then I'll show you my whips. This is a spring that I did not start. Spring roll, Plum Street sampler. You would think I would. This reminds me a lot of Charlie. And that reminds me a lot of Ivan. And I was thinking about maybe adding names right there. Because of course we've already lost Ivan, and Ivan and Charlie are they were rescued together from the same home. So, and then I don't recall, but this is the one I just showed you that was a full finish. And then I have this one here, which is autumn. I'm sorry, that was not the one I just showed you. This is the one I just showed you. This one is the summer. And then this is one I just showed you that is not full finish, but finished. And this one here is one that I already finished. You may not have seen it. I don't remember. And this is summer. And then I'm missing one. I'm missing one of each, and I thought I bought them, and I can't seem to find them. So maybe I did not. Watch me buy them, and I already have them. I got one of these hands-on designs, only one so far. Haven't quite decided if I want to do them all. In Liberty Lane, I don't remember if I showed that to you or not. But that is super cute. And then I'm collecting the Preschooler Santas. This is not in order. There's that one. I've had this one for a while. I messed up on that. Trying to decide if I want to try and fudge it or start over again. I may start over again because I'm thinking about doing it on a different piece of fabric anyhow. And if I have a problem with stitching Santa all over again, then that was the wrong thing to start collecting, right? Because they're all Santas. And then here is, I love this one. This one's the winter. And I'm already working on spring, and it's of course not done. And then I have Baby It's Cold Outside. I just got this from Michael's. It was on clearance or on sale, something like that. And it is actually stamped. Yeah, I already have a Kincaid that's stamped, and I have not finished it. But I loved it so much. Let's see if I'll do it. And now I'm on a auto order for this from Crazy Annie's. And hands-on design, obviously. This one and this one was last month. So I get 2 a month, and then I ordered the fabric. This is going to be enough fabric to do all Kathy Haberman's charts for that series. And then, oh, and then here is summer. And then here is autumn. So I do have all of these. And then you knew I'm pretty sure you knew I was collecting these, Jack Frost. And this is how many I have, and I have not finished the collection. I'm trying to write down everything I need for all the collections, stop buying other stuff, and finish those off. If I want to do all of them, I have to decide. And then I have this. This is my only summer piece, and I really would like to start on this. I should have started on it and finished it, but it's not very big. It shouldn't take me long. And this is a piece of fabric I already had. It's a 28 count from the craft store, one of those craft stores. I don't remember if it's off-white or, I'm not sure. He went back to sleep. That could be a good thing. All right. So that's all that. Oh, sorry. There is a few more. This just came in not too long ago. Oh, about a week, 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Like I said, time is flying by. Normally I'd be standing, so my leg is cramping, but I want to be close to Charlie. I got this from Crazy Annie's. I pre-ordered it, and then it came in. Sweet Land of Liberty from Blackbird's Design, and I am in love with all of these. I really want to do this and finish it on a candlestick because I love that. And there's a few things, almost everything I want to stitch. I think I want to stitch everything. But the first one that I'm going to stitch, I was flipping through this and I saw it and I just knew that I was going to do this. I'll try and show it to you without showing you the chart. I don't have a hard time. There we go. So it comes, this chart comes with the alphabet. And that way you can initial it how you want. So I want to do the bird and put my husband's initial. And then do the flower and do mine. That's what I want to do. And then Ingeborg from A Stitch Too Far. Hi Ingeborg. I hope all is well. She sent me a sympathy card, and I truly do still appreciate that so much. I keep that with other sympathy cards I've gotten with some in a box that's got stuff for my husband. And it came, she sent me a little charm. I showed it to you before. I showed everybody before, and I think that I will put it on this. I was going to cross stitch something with words, either something myself or something I found. I know I would know it when I saw it. And it's just not there yet. But as soon as I saw this, I knew I needed to stitch it. And if later on something comes to me or I feel prepared and ready and I want to put it on there, I will. But that's my plan. So I also got, let me put these in order, from the same shipment, Loose Feathers. And this is summer. And I thought I just got this chart, but no, it comes with 3. Isn't that so pretty? And then it comes with this here. And this is autumn. And winter. And I don't know what happened to fall. Not quite sure. This is a picture of them all together, and I would like to do that because the design is actually not very big. But this one comes with a drum. So, and I always wanted to try a drum, but was too nervous about getting a chart for it and then not be able to do it. But this already comes with it. And it comes with a step-by-step instructions on how to finish it. And then I got the new calendar. Now for a calendar, it's a little spendy. US, it's like $22, $23. But you get all these charts. You get 13 because they redo December. You get all these. And so if you get the following one, the December in this will be different than the December in the other one. So you're getting 2 Decembers. Because I have 2020 up. And if I remember right, December 2020 is different than the December 2020 on this. I think that is it. All these other charts you have seen. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. I have some more. I don't remember if I showed you that I got the Autumn Bell Pull, but I've been getting all of these in the Stony Creek magazine, but this was out of stock and you can't. I think if you dug long enough you could find it, but I just really wanted this chart. And this was the last one I needed. So I just got the leaflet, and I was fine with that. And then I got Harvest Happiness. And from the same company, Harvest Light. My winter pieces, that will take me 20 years to do. And then Summer Cardinal. That was for the summer. And the chart, oh yeah. You get the charts and you're thinking, what on earth? I don't remember if I showed this to you, and I don't even remember how long I've had it. I've probably had it for 10 years. No, I'm just kidding. I've probably had it for a few years, and you've seen it. But I pulled this out, and I was just thinking, when I got this bag, and grabbing charts on what I wanted to put in that bag, and I was like, oh, I forgot I had that. I forgot I bought it at all. And then I think I may have shown this to you, but it is a Heaven and Earth design, and it was like 10 bucks already printed off. And I got Annie B's folk art, Sheltering Tree Spring, and obviously I never got around to that one. And then I have Cricket Collection Summer, and I'm already working on Spring. I don't have the other two. And I don't know if I'll start this because I did not realize how big the chart is. And it calls for so many colors, I feel like I'm doing a full coverage. Like the color chart is insane. Let me just show it to you. See? That is how many colors it calls for. Wow. I had no idea. The spring is like that too, but I already started, and I'm one of these that's pretty obsessive, compulsive when it comes to having like the whole series of something. I'm going to check on him for a second. Yeah, he's just out of it. Alright, let's start our whips, and then we'll call it good. Okay, I am going to work on this today, and I've been working on it quite a bit. I really got actually got my stamina. This is my second oldest whip. Still need to pull out my first one. It's buried back in the closet. So I am so close to a finish. I'm really hoping to work on it this week. Was supposed to work on it. Well, I'm hoping to work on it next week. It's still Sunday. I know Sunday's technically the beginning of a new week, but for Magical Stitches, the week starts on a Monday. But I was supposed to work on it this week, and I probably would have had it about done, but I didn't. I don't know why. I think it's because it's 1/1, a lot of detail, a lot of color changes, a lot of concentration, which is fine, but like I said, I've had to jump up and take care of Charlie, so I've been to the vet a couple times, and yeah, it's been a long week. Up half the night. One night I was up almost all night. So, yeah. But I have two little charts here. The year goes here, or not charts, what am I talking about? Little motifs here. The year goes here, and then I think a flower here, and then I have some things obviously right there. You can see how packed they are, so it's actually quite a few small little pieces that go in there. But then once I do, I'm finished. Everything else is done. And this will definitely be framed and hung up, probably thinking above my TV, so I will always look at it with all the work that I did. I am going to try and finish it myself. maybe. I don't know. I have to decide if I want somebody else to do it. Then I worked on Scary Night Halloween. Where is it? I was working on this. I'm pretty close to a finish on the first one, but I decided to change her color. I don't have it. I decided, well, not her color, but the glow-in-the-dark floss I was struggling with. So I got some DMC, and it's like, it's not glow-in-the-dark, but you would think so because it's very soft floss for DMC, but it's like neon. So that's what I chose. I just need to stitch it. So instead, until I would, I placed a Michael's curbside order. But until then, I started working on the second part of the chart. And instead of the call for color, I am just doing the entire moon on this because the moon calls for 3 colors. So I am doing that variegated color. This is jack-o'-lantern. And then I'm doing the swirly bit with called for color. So you're still getting the swirly bit. So that's what I've done. I think I've worked on this since the last I showed you. I have it down. I have my book that I put all of my magical stitches tasks in, and that shows that I worked on that since the last. Hey, you've seen it. Then I'm still working on Peter and Peep with a needle and thread. No, nothing from you, okay? Knock it off. I think I've told you that. I waited to do this when the house was nice and quiet. And this is where I've gotten. So when I come in to do this, I was jumping all over the place, and I decided to come over and finish the alphabet on that side. And so when I come back, I'm going to do the handle for the wagon. I'm trying to decide what color to do. Sorry, my back's really hurting me. Because some of this I'm changing to my own colors. No, all of it I've converted. And then I will work on that hare, rabbit, whatever. I started on this flower because there was a task that I had to stitch. My favorite color, one of my favorite colors is just a beautiful red. And I just started, and I just got I think it was just 100 stitches in. Which is fine, the flower's got to be done. And it was nice to do the flower again because I really enjoyed the first one. So, Black Lace Sampler and Peter and Peep are two whips, if I can talk, 2 whips that are on my to finish list. This is supposed to be a spring piece, and I want it done before summer hits. It probably won't be fully finished, I don't know, but I want it done. Then I was working on Game of Thrones. Still working on the dragon. Holy Toledo, let me tell you, this dragon. Big dragon. That's just one wing. So, gone across the body, be doing the next wing, and then going down for the dragon body. See, there's only 3 colors, but they're just sprinkled all throughout. coverage was not the best. It's kind of showing through. But at this part, or this point, oh well, not redoing that. It'll be alright. It's supposed to go in a craft room. Oh, let me show you that last. Okay. Then I was working on spring ABCs, Little House Needleworks. I'm almost halfway done. So it'll be ready for next year. So I did, from last time you saw it, I went all the way down here, did this, and did the word garden. This stitch is pretty fast if I really work on it. But you know, when you get towards the end of spring, your spring pieces, you lose momentum, and I need to not do that. So like I will just think, well, I've got my 200 stitches in, I'm going to go to the next task, to where before, when I first started this in January and was starting these spring pieces, I would start it in the evening and like I would get the 100 stitches done or 200 and still have maybe an hour or two to stitch before going to bed because I was working at that time, and I would just keep stitching on that piece, sometimes getting double. But now it's, I'll go on to the next one. Spring is almost over, and meanwhile my whip pile just keeps growing. So I also did Snow Village, and this I should work more on because it's for winter, and I could get some winter pieces done. Got part of the banner almost done. I just need to go in. I got one more flag to do, and I can go in and do the letters. I did it in the center when I just did one stitch, or one little task. It was a little tiny task. And I just did that pretty much to center it, just to start something like I needed to. With all the rest I did in a couple days. It took me a couple days. I don't know why. I don't know what was up. Normally something like that would have taken me one evening, and I just stitched in the evening. Alright, and then I actually worked on more chocolate bunnies. Because I was supposed to work on something that was in my whip pile that I hadn't picked up for a while for no reason at all. And as soon as I read that task, I thought, no, or more chocolate bunnies. Because there's no reason why I stopped working on it. Not at all. It's a fun piece. So I picked it up. I had to do like 100 stitches, and I didn't even finish a bunny. This is a color and cotton fabric, 28 count. Or is it a 32 count? Maybe a 32 count. But again, it's put away, and I don't know why. I worked on that a couple weeks ago. So I will show you my last one, and where did I put it? It's beyond me. Here it is. I was supposed to stitch on something that has been on my whip wish for quite some time. So this has been kitted up, like this has been on my wish list for I think a couple of years now. Finally broke down and bought it. I've seen people stitch it. I saw what size it was. Truly, I knew. Sorry, I got to stitch my leg. And I think that's what kept me from buying it. And then it was on my pile, my whip pile, because I had it charted, like, or bagged up. I had it kitted. That's what word I'm looking for. And I was still hadn't done it. Still nervous about it. So finally I thought, okay, this is my golden opportunity to get some stitches in. I'm not in a rush. I'm thinking, this is my plan. This is my plan. There's so much stitches in each box that I'm kind of getting a jump start on this. And really, I'm thinking about just this year, you just saw some of it. Just this year, getting the outline stitched. Maybe a little bit in each box. And then next year, actually starting in January. So this year will just be a jump start. I'll pick it up here and there. Work on this week, because this is a big piece. So it's the Year at Hawk Run Hollow. And like this piece here is fully coverage. It's a full coverage piece. Some of these are not, but most of it is. Like over here. There's a lot of stitching. Each box has a page, and the chart covers that much of the page. So, and I will show you. If you have not seen this done, or if you have not done it yourself, it's crazy. Now, I bought this piece of fabric. It's just a 28 count Lugana ivory. I bought it just for this, and it is, I think, 10 inches too long, 10 inches too wide, or 12 inches too long, something like that. So it's not going to cover all of this with 3 inches all the way around, but it's going to cover a majority of it. So this is all I did. It's a new start, so it was only 50 stitches. But that's how big. And probably a good, I don't know, 85% of it, 90% of it will be covered. So do you see why I was a little terrified? So, but that's my plan. Just working on the border this year. I did this because I just needed 50 stitches for that task, and it gave me a corner, and now I'll just start going around. If it fits in a task for like a certain color or a certain design in there, like stitch something as a tree. I got a lot of whips that have trees in it, but I'm just saying. Then I will, if I want to use this, I will. And then that way it'll kind of give me a jump start, because there is a lot of stitches, and I don't know if I can get one box done a month. I just don't know. Not if work starts again next school year and we get back to normal. So, okay, I'm going to get ready to go so I can put this stuff away and take care of my dog. As far as stitching goes, you know, like I said, I'm doing black lace sampler today if I feel like I can do it. Taking care of Charlie. Yeah, it's just stitching and taking care of him and being home. That's pretty much all I'm doing. So so I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about Charlie really quick, and then I'm going to get on out of here and get this up on YouTube. If you don't want to listen about a dog, that's fine. I just want to thank you all for coming on here and seeing me, and I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of you who watch and thumbs up and comment. It's really good to be back and to show you what I've been working on and share my love of stitching with everybody who loves stitching as much as I do. Yeah, I don't have anybody that really, I have my friend that stitches once in a great while, but she's more into crocheting. So, yeah, she stitched one piece and then, like, I don't think she's worked on anything else. She's thinking about doing a horse for her granddaughter. I don't know. But she's not, like, she's nowhere near me. I have stitchy stuff all over the place. And so it's really great to be in this community, just like it's great to be in the community with Magical Stitches, just because I love to stitch different things. It's just how I am. It's how I roll. And sometimes Magical Stitches can be a little much. It's like, okay, I'm not going to get all these done, or I'm just working on all these pieces, but sometimes there's a week that goes by where I work on 5 pieces and it's fun. So you just got to make it yours and make it work for you. But it's just great to be part of that, be a part of that community. So I just want to thank you for everybody who watches me and makes doing these videos worthwhile. I really appreciate everybody. And so I will see all of you back here anywhere from 2 weeks to once a month. Like I said, I don't know. I should be more consistent. I should. But things are just kind of up and down around here. Everybody's home. Sometimes nobody is. My dogs start going. I mean, the flag, we have the flag out front and it's flapping. My dogs start barking. When Ghost is out, my son's dog, at any minute, they go crazy so bad that I was talking to the vet yesterday. I had to walk outside. I couldn't hear him. It's like, this is ridiculous. And there's no way I could even do a video. So, normally if my son works and we're waiting to the governor to allow Marion County to go into phase 1 so my daughter-in-law can go open her business, and she has everything ready, and she's stocked up. She's ordered things that she's needed to order. She's read up on the requirements with all of this, and she's prepared. So they just need to we just need to go into phase 1 so she can actually open up her business. And she only does one client at a time, and she's putting time in between to completely sanitize. She already does, but she's got to take another step. And so she's just leaving enough time in between. And her next client just waits in the car until she calls and says, I'm ready for you. So it's a safe environment. We just got to wait for phase 1. So they're supposed to be re-evaluating Marion and Polk County on Wednesday and see what happens then. So we'll see, and then maybe things will be a little bit quieter at a more consistent time, and then maybe I can come on like every other week. You know, we'll see. I'm even still thinking of doing little vlogs throughout, but we'll see how that works. So until then, this is how we're going to do it. Yeah, as far as Charlie, so here we are about Charlie. Charlie has seizures, and I think I've already explained that in the last video, and he's on phenobarbital, but he gets hit with chronic bladder infections. Well, Monday, it's all blurring in together. Monday came, he was really acting agitated, he started barking. Charlie's not a barker, and I knew something wasn't right, and then his urine started to smell strong. TMI, I know. So by the time he was really showing signs, it was in the evening. So Tuesday I called. They said, we just saw him not too long ago, and he was examined. So you don't have to disturb him and bring him in. Just bring in a urine sample if you want. And I said, well, that would work perfect. I already know what he has. This one seems to be even worse. I said he's barking, and normally he does not bark. Like, he was barking every, 2 seconds. Really bad. Like it was getting on your last nerve, but you have to be understanding. It wasn't his fault. Sure enough, he had a bladder infection. So I talked to the vet on the phone because I just dropped it off, came home, and she's, we're going to put him on antibiotic. And then she wanted to put him on this stuff called what is it called? Carprofen. see if I can hide everything. Okay, and that is basically, it's basically anti-inflammatory. And the idea is to take away the pain, make his bladder not so inflamed, so that he is more likely to urinate all the way. Because what's happening is he's leaving some because it hurts, and then the medication will take care of the infection, and then he gets it again because he doesn't want to urinate all the way. So we're hoping to avoid that. And then in 2 weeks, we were going to do a complete blood work on him and see how he is and go from there. Well, by Tuesday, he was finally able to sleep. Wednesday, he was sleeping every more. And the more he sleeps, I figured he was recovering. Now, he hasn't been eating, but a lot of times he doesn't when he doesn't feel good. But yesterday, I started discovering that I think he's having a reaction. He is getting more lethargic, doesn't want to move around. He's starting to have mild seizures in his sleep. And he had a sore in his mouth. And he just wasn't doing well. So I called the vet back. And I said he's not vomiting, he's not eating, but when I make him eat, like I put it in his mouth, he takes it. He drinks water. He has no problem with that. He's not bringing it back up. I've had a dog sick with kidney failure, and it was actually his brother. They were not litter mates. Just lived in the same house. I rescued them together, and he passed with Addison's disease, and his kidneys gave out. He was vomiting. He couldn't keep food down. There's a lot of factors, and when you rescue senior dogs, you go through. I've been through a lot with multiple senior dogs. And his only problem was he was sleeping all the time, which because he wasn't feeling good, and he didn't want to eat because he wasn't feeling good. So our vet said, well, why don't we're going to stop the anti-inflammatory. It sounds like he's having a reaction to it. Let's give him 24 to 48 hours for it to get out of the system and see if he improves. If in 24 hours you feel like there's something like not right, then by all means call me or call to come in. So I've been really nervous about him today. He's just laying there. I did wake him up. He did potty. I had to put food in his mouth with his antibiotic. We are keeping that up. And he didn't want it, but he ate it. And when I put it in his mouth, he chewed it and swallowed it. He's not vomiting. But he's just lying there like he doesn't want to move around. And I don't know, I was concerned. So I called, and I called late, and they said that they were going to be closing soon. If they felt like I needed to take him into the emergency vet to do it, keep an eye on him, or call first thing in the morning if I really feel like I want to bring him in. So I'm just watching him. He's still doing a lot of sleeping. And I will see. So either I will be taking him into the emergency vet tonight, or if it just seems like, I am taking him in tomorrow if he doesn't show any signs of distress. And they gave me a list of distress. And I went over that he's not vomiting, that he is keeping the food and water down, but that he's very lethargic. He's just sleeping. And she said that either we're still waiting for that to get out of his system and he's still healing, or whether he's in distress. I mean, she says, you're there, and you've been down this road multiple times with your dogs. I don't know what kind of outcome it's going to be. He is 15 years old. But at any point, like I even gave him his phenobarbital for his seizures. He drank that straight down. He drank his water straight down. So at this point, I don't know. So like literally in an hour, I could be making a decision or taking him to the vet in the morning. I'm not sure. So any positive thoughts, prayers would be much appreciated. And I will just keep everybody informed on Instagram. I haven't posted it on Instagram. I think that it's more like, even saying it here is like, I don't want to jinx anything, you know? But like yesterday, all day yesterday, that's why I called into the vet. I'm like, I was crying. I thought it was bad. And then yesterday evening, he wakes up and he goes out. I take him outside. He pottied outside. He wanted to walk around, but he just wasn't strong enough. And yesterday was the first day that we actually officially took him off the carproofing. So he goes from me crying, thinking that I'm going to lose him, and I'm going to need to rush him in, to then all of a sudden he wakes up and he looks around, he wants to walk around. And then he'll lay there and then he'll start having like these mild seizures, which is something I've been dealing with for the last year. When he's sick, he gets those. It's very common. So, yeah, we're kind of waiting and seeing how he goes, but he's just waking up again. So I'm going to get off of here and go down and check on him, see if he'll want some water, and then we will go from there. Seems like these videos are an hour long, but I just wanted to show you charts I got, some finishes I did. Next time will probably be mostly about either some full finishes, some more, and then the whips that I do. So I get onto a schedule, we should be doing pretty good. So again, prayers, positive thoughts for Charlie. I appreciate it. And I will post on Instagram, my little stitchy world. It may not be tomorrow, maybe a busy day tomorrow. I'm going to call like at 7:30 in the morning and start getting his name on the list, because you call and get a name on the list, they call you back to say you can start heading this way, and then they come and take him. And take him in, the doctor examined him, calls, decide what we're going to do, blood work, whatever. Maybe he needs a different kind of medication. I don't know. Or maybe, and I don't like to say this out loud, but it could be nearing that time. Because when we were dealing with his seizures, my vet said that his blood work's coming out great. He's fine. He has no arthritis. But given his age and the seizures and the chronic bladder infection, we will know when the time is when he stops eating. But I don't know if he stopped eating because he's got an infection. It could be an infection and they could find it and say, oh, we have a medication for that. I don't know. So we will see what happens. I always believe with senior rescues that you give them the best quality of life, not quantity. Because even though you want to keep them with you, if you shove pills down their throat and they're miserable, they're suffering, and you get another year, is that for you or is that for them? But I also don't believe in, oh, he's 15, you know, he's lived a good life, if he can be okay, because that's my baby. My dogs are my family. And I think I've lost enough. I was crying over him last night, and I said, God, I've lost enough, but I also want the best for him. So I will know today or tomorrow. No later than tomorrow what we're looking at. So thank you all. I'm going to get off. We're hitting about an hour, and I know I've heard people say don't worry about what time. I keep seeing how long it is, but yeah, so I'm going to get off, take care of my baby. And like I said, it'll probably be a couple days on Instagram. Or if something traumatic happens tomorrow, I might post tomorrow night and let everybody know what happens. So I will let you know on there. Until then, I'll see you in a few weeks. And I hope you all have a great week coming up. And stay safe, stay well, and thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.